good, so I'm sure they'll be on the case.
Yeah, lots of the guys have come over with Daniel Poissonneau, who's the race director at Le Mans for the ACO, and the organisers. Obviously, you know, Morocco, Algeria, North Africa, very francophone countries. They've got very close links with France. The organisers, of course, of Eurosport and World Touring Cars, very close links with France and Le Mans. And yeah, Poissonneau came over last year to I mean, you know, you build the circuit, but operating it is something entirely different. And of course, he's got the experience and he knows all the contacts to bring the marshals with him. So, and again, of course, speaking French here in Morocco, as you've already probably found with the locals, is no handicap at all. So that works really well. And they've got plenty of experience. They've dealt with bigger accidents than that at Le Mans, and with a lot worse conditions in which to do it as well. So Philippe Eng is still our race leader, from Johan Jokinen and Dean Stoneman. And again, we were talking a little bit yesterday about, as a race leader behind the safety car, from the armchair you might think that actually you just want to sit behind the safety car and allow the laps to count off, and then, you know, hopefully it ends with you being able to go off and win the race. But the danger there is if there's not enough time left and somebody does get by you, you want to be able to have a chance to fight your way back into the lead.
Yeah, and also everybody wants a decent race. If you win a race, you want to have earned it as well. So I think Eng has the pace to win this, and I'm sure he'll be wanting to have at least a few laps of green flag racing to show everybody what he can do.
Well, I'm sure that the Formula 2 guys will as well. You're absolutely right. I mean, everybody gets into racing to race. That's what you want to drive at speed, close to other cars, and be able to attack them and overtake them, and, you know, and eventually hopefully win races. But yeah, you don't want to sit in a procession. Anyone can do this on, you know, on the M25. That's not exactly taxing and demanding. And the hardest thing here now is not to nod off and let your concentration go. I mean, they can see still that there's going to be another couple of laps before the safety car is even remotely likely to come in. So, I mean, in this situation, is there a time where you can just allow yourself to relax and put your brain into neutral and then get ready to go when it looks like it's, you know, the truck's gone and we're all cleared up?
You definitely try and calm yourself down and think clearly about what your plan is, and you need to be thinking about not only tyre temperatures in this environment. You can see them all weaving now, but also it is very hot here at the moment, so they need to not follow too closely to the cars in front, and also get a bit of clear air into the radiators, cool air into the radiators as much as they can. Another thing to think about, there's a lot of cement dust down now, so they're going to have to be very, very careful about that.
Well, one of the good things again is that a lot of the fluids landed a long way past the chicane. And, you know, in a straight line, a slippery surface is a lot easier to deal with than when you're trying to get round a corner on one, I suppose.
That's right. I mean, I suppose that's a good thing of missing the chicane entirely, because he didn't drop any fluids on the chicane itself, I think.
Yeah, no, it wasn't until landing that it all really started to come apart. But he did land on the racing line. So as they're coming, and you know, in an overtaking situation, as you're coming off that chicane, coming up through the gears, and with the boost on fully lit at 480 horsepower, there's an awful lot of grip that is required, and right through the middle of that is where they're going to start coming in there, you know, for the first couple of laps actually. Yeah,
that's right. I mean, they're still putting the power down obviously through that area, and they've got a little bit of lock on as well. So with that combination, it's still going to be a tricky situation.
Yeah, could be very twitchy. Now, in this situation as a driver, do you want them to lead you through it so that you can sort of disperse some of the stuff with the tyres at slow speed, or do you want to stay away from it so you don't end up possibly with a coating of oil on your tyre?
Best thing you can try and do is let other people do that for you if you can. That's what you always try and do, but obviously that's pretty tricky in the situation. If the safety car does decide to go through there, obviously you want to stay well clear of it as it kicks up the dust. I suppose they're trying to clear it away as best they can. The marshals there, they're working pretty hard at the moment, but if it was me, I'd try and let someone else do it if I could. There's always one driver that manages to find it. So.
The impact zone goes on quite a long way actually. When we were looking at that shot on the previous lap of them laying down the quick dry, couldn't even see the flatbed because it was so far along the straight. And again, the same situation as when Jolyon, when his car seized up on him yesterday, he was halfway along the straight, and that's, you know, here you expect accidents at the chicane. That's why the cranes are there, to whip you out of the way. You don't generally have a shunt halfway down a long straight in a racing car. Well, there's Ben Bailly, and you know, a second race for him with I don't know, no kilometres at all, and this time it wasn't even his fault.
Yeah, he's poor old Ben. He's had a really frustrating time this weekend. He's shown he's got the pace to get a result, but the circumstances weren't with him this time. So really frustrating for him, I think.
Well, for him, and certainly for a lot of them, I think things will be a little bit more back to normal. Watch the yellow car. Now,
he wouldn't have seen
into
anything.
The chicane. He's out of the chicane. He's on the power. Here we go. What?
Suddenly there's a car next to him that wasn't there before.
And he clearly won't have got a glimpse of anything coming in his periphery. And then suddenly, bang, the car's like exploding. He must have been sitting there thinking, what?
Yeah, he wouldn't. One of the things with these cars is one of the safety features is they've got very high sides to the cockpit, so the periphery vision sometimes would not be great, and he wouldn't have seen that coming. There's absolutely no way.
It would have just been a blurry glimpse, because Tessera's rear wheels are just by his head of something. I mean, you're powering out the chicane and something flies in from the side wall at you. He wants to see the video.
He's just seen it.
Yeah, there's Mehdi Banani, the Moroccan BMW driver. Yeah. See, now that's the same reaction whether you're sitting on the sofa at home or whether you're a racing driver. You look at that and you go, and everybody, you know, the reactions are saying, well, you know, everybody got away with that, and there's absolutely no guarantees that that's going to happen. So, yeah, lucky indeed, and particularly for Ricciardo. I mean, asked Jonathan Palmer about his Le Mans accident in a Yost Porsche. Sky, track, sky, clouds, track. It's not something racing drivers really, even how fast your brain works, it's not something you can take in. When you get into that tumble dryer thing, where you are and what happens.
Best thing to close your eyes and hope for the best. That's all you could do.
Well, that's the thing, you know. There's a big bang, and then it goes quiet, and that's the worst bit because you're waiting for the banging to start again. And of course, with Ricciardo, it started pretty much immediately, bang bang, as he hit the wall and then crash landed. I mean, the noise must just be terrifying. Well, cars are just about gone then, and we have 15 moving around the track, including Mihai Marinescu at the back of the queue, who is 2 laps behind. Now, that doesn't preclude him from scoring points if he ends up in the top 10. Of course, he's not going to do that by being able to catch up 2 laps on Natalia Kowalska, who's in 14th, but if cars disappear in front of him, he could still end up the order.
Yeah, I think this is going to be a very hot... sorry.
Benjamin Bailey, you were involved in the incident just at the end there, but did you see anything?
No, I didn't see anything. I was P13 at the grid. I did a really good start. I think I was 7th, so 6th position in the first lap. Then take the chicane normally, and outside of the chicane somebody hit me. I just see the picture. So it was a little bit scary for the other, but it's a shame for me. I really good start in the point, and then just hit by somebody. So it's really bad luck.
You've seen the pictures, so what do you think happened? What can you say?
I can't really say anything. Bad place, bad moment. It's really unlucky, and I hope he's okay. I think he's okay, but shit for me. A lot of bad luck during all the weekend, and now it's just continued today. But I have the speed, so now we'll see at Monza.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Thank you.
Well, exactly, was surmised until you see the pictures. There's just a big question mark hanging over it.